Ever felt like you don't really understand what's going on with your CRM or how the process is working? You're not alone. If you're looking to improve and get more insights into how things operate from end to end in your marketing and sales and your RevOps in general, then this is the right video for you. So my name is Scott, and I work for HubSpot. We specialize in assisting companies in technical implementation of HubSpot and assisting and aligning with their RevOps objectives. So in this video, I'm going to give you a lot of the industry secret tools about taking chaos, the information you don't understand, and convert it into something that's meaningful and manageable for you. So at the end of the video, I'm going to give you a free gift, which is going to be able to action and you're able to create a roadmap around your RevOps strategy. Okay, so what we're looking at here today is the process mining for RevOps. And it's really about getting a deep understanding of what's happening and how your system is working. So what is process mining? Process mining is about extracting event information that occurs over time, whether that event information is an activity, could be a phone call, an email, it could be something that HubSpot would define as an event, or it could be an informational event that's occurring. So here it's about converting events, information into a structured layout. So you're able to see what kind of information is flowing from end to end in your system. So why do you need it? That's a great question. So inability to measure the top metrics. So if you don't really understand what you're measuring for your RevOps, from the awareness, the education down through your funnel to your customer satisfaction, then this is a great start of being able to reverse engineer how you sell, how you do your activities today into the starting point of a process. Um, Another one is really understanding what's happening versus what's planned. So understanding your customer journey, understanding how information and events are impacting that customer journey, whether it's the content, the questions, and how that kind of impacts the flow. Understanding the orchestration. So understanding a process flow from end to end uh, also will allow you to indicate what's working well, what's slowing down your process, and how that all interconnects. A cost reduction, so detecting and eliminating redundancies. So if there's processes which are repetitive or extra steps which are occurring, this will lead to a lot of cost saving and cost time in the process. Structuring your data will start giving you real-time data to be able to make informed decisions about it. Once you have a process, you're able to forecast and predict off those process because you'll understand the impact of the information flowing going through it and how it converts in the whole process. Customer satisfaction, so being able to identify roadblocks, issues, anything which is a pain point that the customer is either happening within a process or informationally happening, which is triggered to an issue, and how to optimize that strategy, resource optimization. So once again, analyzing, looking at repetitive techniques, repetitive processes, and how that can be reorganized to be more efficient and scalability. If you cannot capture your orchestration, it's going to be very hard to capture your top level metrics. So be able to understand the process from end to end allows you and gives you a base point to be able to optimize from. So if you don't have that point, if you don't know very well your GTM strategies, if you don't understand how that customer journey works, you don't understand how this conversion works, then it's going to be very difficult to grow as a business. So you need these fundamentals to understand from end to end. So let's talk. So process mining is about converting events into something of a process. So here we talk about a it's the transition. So an event can be a transition. So it could be a human defined event or a automated event, MQL to SQL to deal stage. An event can be an activity, notes, calls, Zoom calls, meeting notes, messages, WhatsApp, SMS. So it could be information or it could be a specific data attribute that's changed within inside your HubSpot. So this is the raw basis of what an event is, but events still need to be classified. So this leads us to why are we doing this? So if we're able to extract the events, we'll be able to understand our orchestration. So an orchestration will lead to something similar to like a HubSpot workflow, but a little bit more intense. It's going to lead to a BPM and diagram or another type of diagram, which will show the customer what is happening along the way. What are the decisions being made? And then we can map things like heat maps to see where is it slowing down and where is it speeding up to identify issues, or where is it cycling to identify issues. So that's really what we're trying to achieve, so we can have that top level view of everything happening. And understanding the past, which leads to win and lose. So an example would be incorrect information giving or incorrect responses to a certain event, or not following up quick enough, or any of these kind of information may be leading to a lose event. So we have events which are mapping to a successful sale, or maybe to an onboarding, or all the way through to the end. Or we have events which lead to failures, loss of customers, never sign on, never complete onboarding. Whatever it is, we're able to start visualizing the start and to the end objective, successful or non-successful in the process. So how do you do it? Um, so first, you need to know what your events are that you're going to map. And we're going to talk a little bit about how to take things like emails and convert them into an event, or textual conversations. You'll need to be able to create a private key and extract data. So the event-driven data needs to be pulled together. It can be pulled in different formats, and we can go into that, but it needs to be extracted so we can start analyzing that event data. The chances are we'll need some type of classification, so we'll get into the text classification of what's going to happen there, and we're going to need a process modeling tool. So let's drill into this a little bit more. So first of all, we can talk about events as information. So let's talk about we want to solve for a customer problem. The customer, we have our actions. What do we want to capture? Are they asking a question? Is it a complaint? Is it an inquiry? What kind of response do we want to do? Is it a request for meeting? So we need to be able to use that information and group it in a way. So there's many ways of taking unstructured data and putting it into a structure. First would be to use something like a text classification. And there's a few options here. You can use a TensorFlow or an AI library to classify your text. It may be on predefined text, such as here are my following topics, classify it into these following topics. These kind of customer problems or questions. Or you can use clustering, which is where you feed all the information in, such as all your emails, into a cluster, and it'll come out with a recommendation of what topics you should be grouping into your text. Another way is to feed something similar into ChatGPT and ask it to extract the top topics. So you need it at a certain level to have enough detail, but not too much detail where the information becomes a little bit useless because it's becoming fragmented. Um, with this, you'll probably need to use some type of Python library to do the classifications and information. Or if you want to classify things like video or things, you're going to need some type of transcriber. So you're either using a TensorFlow or another library to convert your audio to text to be able to break it down. And then this information can be then used as events. So what we need to do is look at process mining. Process mining is the tools which can take event information of what is happening over time and convert it um, into the process model. So I just have a few pages open. I recommend there is the following Python library called PM4PY, which is the ability to convert event data into a different diagram. So we'll into the workflow. And here is the documentation about it. So it's pretty simple. once you have your data structured and you pull it and format your structure, then there's very few lines for the base model to be able to work with. The recommended format is you can, once you pull the data from HubSpot, you can either format it into like a CSV, XML, or my preference is JSON. So generally, we're talking about this event data. We're talking about it in terms of either an independent event or an object-centric event. So I like my object-centric event because it's about the relationships, objects, events. So it has a little bit more information. So structuring your event can be into the to the customers and how that relates to a persona, which then relates to the event which is happening. So this gives you a higher level of fragmentation within your event. And so when you create your process model, it may be able to create paths based on a specific information. So customer persona is obviously a good one, or if you classified your customers by industry or some other basic categories, this will assist in the object-oriented, event-driven, object-centric event log. Another tool which I recommend is Prom. So once you kind of work out what your events are, you're able to use this tool. You can either download this and import it. There's a light version here to be able to install this, and you'll be able to play with the variables and the system. So if you're a little less code friendly, then this is a UI version to be able to do what you need to do to achieve. So they're the process modeling tools which exist. And the stages so far, as I mentioned at this point, would be to get to the point of extracting data out of your CRM, formatting it as an event. So the event is probably an email, inquiry, call, note, and then it's probably more information such as what the email is about. Is it a question? If it's a question, where is it classified as a question to understand what's occurring? And then obviously, what is the response as well to be able to create that event information. Um, these process modeling tools, the whole purpose of the process modeling tools uh, is to be able to export the findings, create the right abstraction of the process to see what's happening for you to start with. And then you can use a tool, either PPM tools like Comunda or any of the online tools to be able to take the original structure and look at how to optimize it, look at what's inefficient, look at how to improve it from there. So in process mining, there's normally kind of two outputs that we worry about. Petri nets, which is going to show you a diagram style of diagram, and a BPMN diagram, which will have your decision gates and your end gates and core information that will allow you to see the process from end to end. So at this point, the actions which you can take would be to set up this information, extract your information, and push it through to generate a model which reflects your business. So that is a research process, working out what's an event, what's not an event, and how that information occurs. Um, Visualizing and understanding what your issues, resistance, what's working within the event model that you've created. So once you've created the process model, you'll be able to analyze it and look at intensity graphs, where resistance are and where effectiveness is, and then using a tool like BPMN, Camunda to develop and create a clean model for aligning your processes, your teams to a single goal. So it's being able to clean up what exists now and create the top level plan. Once you've got the top level plan, you can then filter down into more details into your team. enter your capture key data in your CRM. So if you're not really capturing the right events and the right information, this is definitely going to be an activity to make sure that you are to be able to really create that deep analysis and then moving on to repeat the process. So once you kind of have your models and your quick data capture, you're able to see the impact very quickly by repeating the process, using the exact stages to see how the model is improving or how your process is not improving within the process. So if you're at a point and you would like to improve your CRM, uh, we're giving away a free audit only as part of this video. So click the link below uh, and we'll take you through a free audit. So the free audit is going to involve a one-on-one action. It's going to involve questions about your RevOps, your different strategies, what information you have ready, what's not ready, how you're using AI, what's your overall orchestration model, and all this key information. And do you have the critical KPIs in your business to really get ready for the RevOps? So this audit will go through with you interactive on your HubSpot to get that kind of information. And through that process, we're going to create a couple of things. We're going to create a report with a whole bunch of quick wins. This is things that can be actioned straight away, and we'll be able to take you forwards with your business and also a roadmap. So the roadmap will give you some higher level items that you need to look at and adjust over time to make sure you're getting your alignment right to be able to accelerate your business. So I appreciate your time. And if you like this and you found it useful, please subscribe for more tips.